Good times day, all creatures of various challenge ratings, and welcome to Kingdom of Aldana. Previously, on our session, the war was still going on!
For a long time to come.
So long that I was bored and I decided to throw in some roleplay from the side, as we learned that the neighbor was indeed coming under attack by the Gold Fleet, though with the presence of Lady Khazar, it seems that's all under control. Meanwhile, the Hidden Stallions in Austria have recovered, licked their wounds, and made a brave decision to jump back into the fight in order to save the Aldana army as much as they can, and if they have enough juice, kill Barrows. They didn't drop in, they did save Lord Edge and some of the nearby troops, slaughtering the Gold Pegasus Knights in the process. However, you have chosen to complete your retreat after that, as the station on the battlefield was just terrible. The army of Barrows was causing chaos on the battlefield and slaughtering left and right everybody, both Gaul and Aldanian army. And you are not quite sure of how bad it went after your retreat. But you are currently traveling basically on foot, I guess, with Lord Edge and his troops away from the battlefield to the north towards the fort. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen mostly for today, what you want to do?
Well, I think our part here is done. Do we have any spies on the battlefield who can, or scouts available?
Are you asking Lord Edge?
Yeah.
He responds, the communication have erratic. No, that's not his voice. Wait, I need to remember. Die! Yeah, sounds like that. The communications are erratic. A lot of the scouts have been forced to retreat or have been killed. But I am receiving reports the undead army is slaughtering the Gaul side. There are not many troops on our side that have managed to retreat. We must return to the fort as soon as possible.
Yes.
It is the only defensible position we have remaining.
Let's immediately go there. And the question is, can we get reinforcements?
I must inform His Majesty of our defeat. There are not many troops that can be brought in. Austria has its garrison, and the walls will hold. But we are not aware which army will be coming. Are we fighting the undead now?
It seems that way.
Well, let's hope they didn't bring bows.
As long as, well, yeah.
They might have resurrected the trebuchets. But we should probably should get Princess Anna out of there.
That is make me a charisma saving throw.
Your favorite.
And Sword wants you to go back and kill your brother.
Oh, it isn't me? Okay.
Nat 20.
Wow! Alright. Okay. You kind of like feel the princess like starts saying something into your ear, but you chase her away.
Okay.
She's trying to talk, I'm not gonna ignore her. Trying not to fall asleep right now.
Well, she doesn't always drag you into that world. Only for important conversations. Or for some, you know.
And I'll at least hold on to the sword and try to listen.
Right. While you do it, what was the deal saying?
The elves are around. Aren't they? I assume they will retreat. I don't know what Qan's plan is. Would it be alright if if we grant them safe harbor in the fort, just so they have the option to retreat?
If they choose to fight with us, yes.
Okay.
They are our allies, and we will need every bow on our side.
Okay. The fort is northwest from here, right?
Just north. Well,
north?
slightly northwest, but mostly north.
Okay. Okay.
Then he started immediately as the session was about to start, basically.
Oh. Alright, well,
Someone
since
is
you're
really-
typing something.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Alright, so use
Are you
others.
sending a message?
Use others kind of hear the Blood Princess speak in your ear, saying, I need to rest my throat
Princess.
after Lord Edge. Oh, don't worry about the siege weaponry. His magic is not strong enough to bring those back to life. Only the ancient Nebekaran magic can give skeletons sufficient dexterity to wield bows. He's not there yet.
Oh, well, that's something to be happy about. Seems like we don't have to worry about any range weapons from the undead.
Why do you say so?
Apparently that requires quite a bit more power and resurrection to do that, which apparently he doesn't have yet.
How would you know that?
Because everything he can do, Zadis can do better.
Tips from my sword.
Does your sword happen to know if he still happens to be human?
I believe so, but I can ask. No, yeah. Direct that question at her. I'm pretty humanoid.
Oh dear, I wouldn't be able to say. I have sworn to secrecy and loyalty to each of you. After all, if I give you his secrets, I have to give him yours. And you have quite a few more secrets.
Yeah. Results seem cloudy. Give me the answer from her at the moment.
We need to kill his brother.
But how are we getting there?
I don't know. I could send him a message. He could challenge him to a duel, and then we fuck him over.
I was about to suggest that. I don't think we need to worry about fucking him over, but yeah, I was about to suggest maybe we try that.
I think we should just make sure that if he cuts off a leg of you, your leg or something, then we jump in and kick him to death.
Possible.
Do you think he would agree to that?
It's very possible. It is.
I'll
Doesn't
turn
really fight.
to Lord Edge. How long do you think it'll take them to get to the fort?
I would be unable to predict. If they were human soldiers, then let's see.
An hour?
No, wait, 20 miles. That's like almost 7 hours.
The fort is that far away?
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's very far. Okay.
Well, the field's a lot closer when you teleport there.
If they travel the same speed as human armies, 7-8 hours. Double march, maybe 5. At least for their infantry. Still, you know more about magic. Would you suppose they might delay their arrival to refill their ranks?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to do. If he's going to I'm pretty sure that he will defeat the Gaul army.
I've lost almost 1,000 men by my last calculations. The Gaul army, another 2,000. If he raises them all, we have not enough troops. The fort has maybe 200 men in garrison, and the walls will hold, and without siege weapons, they will be forced to swarm the walls. But undead are unrelenting. They need no sleep, they need no rest.
I'm also not sure what I can do in my dragon form against them. I'm not sure how resilient skeletons are to poison.
Make an Arcana check.
I would assume
It's-
pretty.
Oh wait, that's
Where's
the
my
wrong website.
Arcana?
Can I also make
16.
one from my expertise?
Sure. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you can, because you should know how they
I'm-
work pretty well.
Oh,
Yes.
Alright. Okay. Honestly, this is relatively simple deductive logic. Poison tends to poison flesh. Skeletons don't have flesh. There's nothing to poison. Acid works.
Would it work on the dogs?
Let's see.
Or on the
You
knights?
are not sure.
Okay.
Urasim, you think it might work on like the dogs? You think it might work on 1 second. Really? That's strange. Alright, yeah, you think the poison will not work at all on basically the whole, like undead army, skeleton, zombies, whites, whatever he brings. But as far as you know, poison actually works on vampires. Which is strange, but apparently the metabolism of vampires is not quite non-existent. After all, they do require sleep at the very least.
I think it'll depend on the type of undead that we're facing. All of the 3,000 ground troops, it won't affect them at all. But anything somewhat higher, vampiric in nature, will suffer from your breath. But I mean, that's another day that we need to hold out for, right?
Yes. Also, if you, Lord Edge, if you talk to the king, would you ask him to acquire what is it, a Jaden circlet that Melora needs?
A Jade circlet worth 1,500 GP, if I remember correctly. But I will look it up right now.
Because then we could have
it's
two
for
dragons.
It's for shape change, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shape change.
It might be possible to acquire that, but
Jade circlet.
transporting it to the fort will take time.
I could get there.
Or
Yeah, I would probably take Melora with me, so she can bring us back. But that would severely deplete our resources for this day.
I can get us there.
You can?
To Kreuzung, yes.
Okay. Just getting... I'm gonna ask
You're gonna
Nora
use
if...
the demiplane plane shift trick.
Yeah. It's still a lot of investment, but it's not like I use it on anything else.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, to be fair, it still like takes both of your high-level spells for the day.
It's 7 and 8, 2 for one way.
Yeah, or could Melora transport us via plants back and forth?
I
mean, the spell...
Cloud walk, wind walk.
I mean, transport via plants is open for 1 round?
Yes.
Yeah, that's too hard a communication to make. I mean, I don't need my 7 and 8. They're literally worthless for me, unless we do something plane related.
I have no idea how many spells she has left because I'm not sorting through her character sheet right now.
No.
She definitely doesn't have any 6 left.
I think she has a level 9 left?
Maybe? No 8s?
Yeah. Yeah, I think she used 7, 6, and 8.
She has a 9.
Yeah, she's only 9.
She has a 9. Yeah, that's the only one she has. So it's 1 white ray. Even if she agrees to transport it there to begin with.
If we get put back to the fort, how big is the inner part of it? Because an area of up to 200 by 200, I should be able to completely secure from them. So it, and then I'll just like under.
How much is it
200
in
by 200.
meters? It's a bit easier for me to judge those distances
Yeah,
in meters.
It's
like
61 meters.
Well,
by 61 meters.
That will cover the dungeon. And part of the inner fortress.
Oh, you mean that magic trick that you did yesterday?
Yes, the one that and I'll like under my breath say Zardos didn't like very much.
Oh,
that's me. Sorry.
It'll
So actually,
the fuck.
We could create a. How long does that last?
A day.
A day.
And it takes me 10 minutes.
All right.
I mean, it's a good plan, but once again, like that spell is not enough to cover the whole, like.
But that essentially.
Fortress.
Yeah, but that means that we have a safe space, and any creature that moves in there takes damage, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's still it's also not gonna be enough to hide every single soldier remaining in the fort, and yes, you do need to worry about the spells.
And but I can cast it multiple times as long as they don't overlap.
Can
it
you
has,
post
it
it
has
in
no
chat?
rule. Yep. How do I post now like this? Yeah, there. It has since it's ritual 10 minutes, so it's 20 minutes to cast basically.
How much of that material do you have?
It doesn't consume it. It doesn't say consumes.
Speaking,
fuck!
You can give Zardos a password, and then he doesn't take damage from it.
If you cast Forbiddens every day in the same location, then it gets consumed. But that's the only way it is consumed. Otherwise, it stays the same. So I can ward multiple areas for 20 minutes at a time. Like a 20-minute cost, basically, for a day of security. Or security. Pain for them. If we get back quickly, instead of waiting, I can probably secure big parts of the fort. It's like the drilling sound is done thinking.
You know, here's someone also drilling, like the entire day.
Oh shit.
Yes, but I need everyone to make an intelligence saving throw as Oko begins his mental assault on your party.
Yes, I'm ready. plus 12. What the fuck? Okay.
Not plus 12, plus 16 because you have Dragon nearby, but...
+4. But I would argue that Leos has the fish guy with him, so he has a bit better.
Yeah, it's just jokes anyway. So.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's not a joke. The price to pay off Lucas's neighbor to start drilling as well was exuberating. But...
Fuck these people in this house. I hate them so much.
And so I think we can try and secure quite a bit from there. If we get back quickly, then I can buy us at least a day from the larger armies. A day might be enough.
How long is it going to take us to get back to the fortress?
That depends on if we use spells right now or not.
If we walk,
I can get us there right now, right? If we want to. Plane shift takes up to 8 people. This drilling sound. Let me look at plane shift. How many do you take? You and up to 8, so 9 in total. So we should be fine. This is an excellent mixture, like the drilling sound, the Russian conversation. Just fan-fucking-tastic. This is like the perfect work environment. Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that.
No problem.
So, yeah.
Oh, the thing is, if we teleport out of here now, we cannot protect the troops that are here.
I think the armies behind us will be busy with the Gaul army.
Are you sure?
For a while.
Or I could leave ahead and start. If you want.
Oh, jeez. No, they're hammering.
Yes. Yes.
Well, what do you think? Should I leave now to start on the fort? I could probably cover quite a bit of area by the time you're there.
How many times can you cast this thing?
There is no limit.
I mean, you guys will be in the fort if you continue working with the retreating army in like 7 hours, so...
Oh, it's a fucking ritual.
It's a ritual spell.
Yep.
That's because of your Book of Shadows, or whatever it's called?
Yeah, that's one I bought from there.
And somebody said that warlords are fucking useless. Who said that?
You know what?
Anyone with ritual casting.
All it requires is to have a DM send an army of skeletons at you and give you like 7 hours of preparation, but...
And then you're suddenly useful!
And 1,000 gold!
Yeah.
You know what? Yes, you should do it.
I will go.
How will you go?
I will just go up to the closest flat surface, like the ground. And I will cast my excellent combination of demi-plane into plane shift. And since they are trying to stay behind to protect the troops, I will be going ahead alone.
Alright.
Should we stay here or should we go?
Should I stay or should I go?
And I'm good with staying if you guys want to go. Unless I can... At least with... At the moment, I should be pretty good for...
Honestly, I don't have anything to do there. Let me stay here. At least here I might be doing something.
And unless you guys think we can get some rest while we're there, to be ready for whatever's going to come.
How long was the army supposed to take? 8 hours? No, if
5 if they double march and they're undead, so they will double march because they don't give a fuck about getting tired or becoming tired. So they will double march. They will be after you as soon as they're done with this.
It's a short rest for sure.
I mean, you can't take a long rest even if you wanted to, because you took it like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, the day has barely started.
It's like about noon. Like the fighting started at noon. By now it's like 12:20.
I don't know about you. I'm pretty exhausted after wars.
I mean, it's been your longest combat encounter ever, but
Still.
At the very least, short rest might do some people some good. Have us somewhat prepared for a rush out if the army catches up to our army retreating.
Well,
did somebody say Rush B?
Of course, that's what you heard. Well, this only lasts an hour anyway. It doesn't work.
Let's stay here, just in case.
Well, best of luck. I'll see you in Austria.
You might want to take Anna with you, maybe?
Anna isn't here. Anna isn't Austria, right?
She's in the fort.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere else but the fort. I'm going to the fort.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going... Okay.
No, I'm going ahead to the fort while you guys are walking to set up these forbiddances.
He's going home. He's done with you.
Yes.
Also,
You might wanna
also-
get- You might
also
want to
the
get...
the princess might object to her leaving. It's her choice.
True.
That's-
You might want to give... you exclude Zardos from your spell, since last time it did hurt him.
Which is still kind of weird. I don't really... Yeah.
Well, you're transitioning. Weird things will happen. You will feel weird.
Oh, fuck, I'm on the wrong spell.
I'm old. I continue that train of thought.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't start killing us, I'm fine. And as long as you feel good, that's also good. If you start to feel shitty, let me know. Or let us know.
Well, just be glad that Zardos is not a zombie. He doesn't feel like biting you.
Yet.
Zardos, when you get to the fort and you start feeling pain, say Glazovich. And it'll stop.
What does that mean in Russian?
It doesn't mean anything in Russian. It doesn't mean anything in Russian. It's
Sounds like a surname.
Yes.
That's what...
It is a name, yes. It is a name. And yeah, then he will leave and he will... I mean, Rasim doesn't really know Anna or has ever spoken to her or anything like it, so he's not gonna heed any of that part. He is just gonna start setting up defenses is all he is going to do. And he will, for each forbiddance, put Klazovich as a password to get the fuck, to like be exempted from this. And then
I'll try to remember that.
for the next 7 hours, 20 minutes at a piece, I will take 1 hour for a short rest, and after that I will start casting forbiddances, starting from the center dungeon, and then
you have 7 hours.
Yeah, of course. I'm just that's when I'm starting.
Right,
So
right.
after 1 hour short rest, which
Sure,
I'm taking.
sure.
Can I take it now?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
You're getting attacked where there.
I'm just imagining like the fun scene of Zardos walking around the keep, like on the minefield, like just going Glazovich. Like, where is this fucking wall?
Invisible walls everywhere.
Yeah. Alright, so he moves away. He's not gonna be present for the next hour of roleplay. That is gonna be everything the session is consisting of. So have fun. What do the rest of you guys want to do? As you're basically marching with the troops. Any conversations? Any preparations? I need to know if I want to. Time skip.
All right.
7 hours later.
All right, you keep going ahead. I will follow up. I need to summon my Pegasus just in case.
Were you gonna try messaging Baros?
Oh, you want to do that? Sure, I can give it a. Wait, I technically haven't seen him.
You have not seen him, yes. Not
Yeah,
technically,
so
you
I
just have not seen him.
Yeah, every time something happened with him, it's like a panning of the camera.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I don't.
You've been on the same battlefield, but it's been like a mile or more,
Well,
so no.
If he sleeps, I can cast Dream on him.
You
I
can
can
cast
fuck with him.
Dream on Zardos, who can go.
Yeah,
Wait,
or
does Dream require you to know a creature?
oh yeah, it does.
So forget it.
Would it help if
Okay.
Would it help if you know what he looks like?
No, it's
I
not
need
enough.
to have seen them once at least.
He needs to like take him out for a date, understand him, get to know him.
Yeah.
So yeah, just knowing of the person.
No,
and what they
that
look
was
like doesn't
Voltari.
work. So yeah, knowing what the person looks like and their description of it doesn't help with that one.
No,
That's
unfortunately.
good for scrying.
I'm not Matthew Mercer, I'm not letting you scry on things you're not supposed to scry on. Alright. So you start your Nebula summoning ritual. I guess the three of you, as in Zardos, Melora, and Traeger, keep going with the troops, which, like, thinking a little bit about it, and like, yes, and that don't really need to slow down. Lord Edge hurries his troops into double march as well to try and reach the fort in 5 hours, to have like, I don't know, half an hour of time before the undead arrive, assuming they start marching immediately after they destroy Gaul. As nobody knows.
Gaul can put up more of a fight.
Well, nobody knows how long of a fight is gonna be. Nobody knows if Bars is gonna take like a day to raise another 1,000 skeletons or something.
Oh yeah, forgot about
But just to be safe, Lord Edge hurries everybody along. You, Leos, are welcome to summon Nebula. One piece of information throughout all of this conversation, all of the walking and your summoning of Nebula and you catching up with your friends, you have not received an answer from Kirin of any kind. Which can mean one of a few things that you know.
That she went through the Feywild to go back to.
That's one option.
Does it go through planet?
Well, if she's on another plane, the spell does have a chance to fail.
Or
And
she
she
doesn't
could-
want to answer.
She doesn't want to answer. She could be dead.
Oh, that.
She could. She could be in a zone where that spell doesn't hit.
Oh, that.
Although I'm not sure if it would be affected by this. I assume there's some.
I mean, if she's an
magical-
anti-magical field, it will be affected by it.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
If that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, or anything that prevents divination magic, but I just saw that it's evocation.
Oh, alright. Yeah, okay.
Well,
Why is Fine Great still abjuration? It should be conjuration. What the fuck?
yeah, it is conjuration.
Then your spell sheet is wrong.
My spell shit is wrong. Abjuration, conjuration. Okay. That's
We're gonna get that song stuck in my head now.
Alright. Anything else you want to do while you're walking? Just Like any spells you want to cast in preparation, just so that you don't say, "Oh damn, I wanted to cast the spell an hour ago."
I mean, Yintarni is waiting in the fort.
I guess. I
Reaching
don't remember.
The battle. And about the healing stuff, well, if I waste a 3rd level spell, that's Revivify, a potential Revivify.
I don't have anything to cast.
By the way, I learned a nifty trick recently for paladins. So you do like to use aid. So you can use aid on an unaided target in combat to heal them from 0 at range. Because if they're at 0 and you haven't aided them before, then aid gives them 5 max hit points and 5 crit hit points, which can be used to heal at range, which paladins generally lack. But if you already have aid on top of them, it doesn't work.
So it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, I guess it would work at high level, but
it's the worst variation of healing word.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But it's just a
it's the
nifty
one-
trick I learned.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it still fits for the paladins being a just quick paramedic.
Yeah, and actually, wait, you can choose up to 3 creatures.
Yeah, it's multi-healing. It's much better than healing
It's only
word.
30 feet, but hey,
I'm
I'm not sure why I told you this trick. Oh no, I guess I have to kill off the killers. I guess I have to finish off characters instead of, just downing them now. Oh no.
Yep.
Why would I do that?
For
No
fun.
Alright. Well, since I have had 0 ideas,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that now, Rasim, you're welcome to take your long rest, as the rest of you just march for
Short.
oh yes, short rest. As the rest of you guys march for 5 hours with the army, getting pretty tired in the process. But it's gonna be I'm gonna say about 6 in the evening by the time you reach the fort. Meanwhile, not quite getting there, you will get there, but not quite. During your march there, you, Leos, do get a message from Lady Khazar,
Oh.
who tells you I've handled the situation in Nebo. Call me back when you are ready to talk. Properly.
I don't respond to the message. I wait
Yeah.
until we're at the fort.
Alright. In that case, yeah, you walk for those 5 hours. Actually,
But I will actually relay the message to Lord Edge and say, good news from Nebo. Lady Khazar was successful. That means there's one frontier less to deal with.
any details on casualties? Or damages?
I assume that there will be only casualties on Gaul's side if Lady Khazar was successful. But that is speculation. I will talk to her later.
Then let's
find
not
out
waste our breath.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, then yeah, you finish your march towards the fort. Whereupon you find...
There's I will have 4 hours after the short rest for me, which means 3 per hour is 12 fields of Forbiddance.
I have no idea how much that is.
So it's
Like, no, I know the number. It doesn't tell me anything.
like
12
alongside.
You can do like
Let me
3
like
by 4 by no, not 4 by 4. 3 by 4 field, right? So like 6 by 800 feet.
what?
I mean 3 by 3 is 9,
Yeah,
and then another
So 3
row.
by
Oh no,
4?
3 by 4.
yeah, 6 by 800 basically. Yeah,
Which is basically like 200 by almost 300 meters.
182 by 240. Yeah. Like this.
Where? Oh, there you are. I mean, it's definitely enough to cover the keep. The keep would be like, the dungeon would be like 100 by 100 feet, maybe maximum. But that's just the dungeon. The castle itself will be like, I want to say at least a square kilometer, if not more. But that's, oh yeah. It's a pretty big, well, it's relatively big.
Step into the dojo. Oh.
Hard to say, hard to say. Well, in any case, you have it, good to know. I'll have that knowledge somewhere in my head for whenever then that army comes. Because obviously I'm gonna have you guys control the troops in the fort while I attack you with skeletons. Because that was so much fun before.
Let's do it again.
Yes.
War! But don't leave Jesse's here, okay?
30 skeleton units, here we go. Alright. Where did you get that from?
It's just one of the random ones that came up. I have no idea how.
Alright.
Don't question his magic.
Alright, anything else?
So we're just walking in.
Just walking.
I mean, you know Danny's asking that because he's like, oh, there was this totally spell that someone should have done and he's not doing.
No, it's more like I'm like, well, instead of preparing for D&D, I watched a movie today, so I want them to waste time preparing for stuff that is not gonna happen. So that they can have fun at 0 expense. Alright. Okay, yeah, so in that case, you all regroup back at the fort. You are being followed by a small group of soldiers who I assume you have informed of why you're doing this and what has happened on the battlefield.
I will have given them a short description of this is for protection.
Have you informed them of what happened on the battlefield?
No, that's not my place.
Alright. Well, to be fair, they would have known anyway because Lord Edge have contacted Erdo already, so like those couple soldiers are just basically like keeping eye on you while the rest are like running around preparing, like basically bring like ammunition to the walls and like shoring up the gates and so on and so forth. But you're all together now in relative safety. There's no torches on the horizon, though whether the undead will require them is a good question. I do find the image of just like darkness of the night as in just an even darker wave moving in the darkness.
Would I know if undead have dark vision? Because I honestly don't know out of character. So
Sure.
So I ask.
Another kind of check.
Wow.
Just to give you something to do while I look up. Because I think I know the answer, but...
14. That's
Don't
a
have
shot roll.
eyes. So
Yes, and that do have dark vision. Pretty much
Okay.
all of them.
Excellent. I will not say that. I will just consider that in my mind.
I'm not sure how good the high undead will be with this, but the
No.
low ones certainly do see in the dark.
That makes sense.
Trolls are born in darkness and raised by darkness.
Shh.
They haven't seen the light until they were men.
They are not men.
That's because they have not seen the light yet.
I will just keep setting up. I will continue my
Alright.
journey of preparing fields.
Anybody else doing anything?
I guess attempting to take a short rest.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'll try and do as we get to the.
Yeah, once we're at the fort, I would also like to take a short rest to regain my bardic inspiration.
Alright.
That's it.
So, in that case, you take another hour resting.
And during that hour, I would like to respond to Lady Khazar. Lost battle. Barus came with undead army. Now at Fort Austria. Safe to talk.
Okay. 1 second. Let's see. It requires that. And let's see. Let's see. Okay. And let's see. Not really now. This plus this plus, let's say at least this, but more like this. Yeah. All right. Leos, make me a wisdom saving throw, and add -5 to that.
14.
Oh, that's a really good roll.
Yeah.
All right. So something happens.
Wait, why do I have a +3 on there?
You should have even a +4 if you're next to me.
You should have nothing on there.
I should have nothing on
So
there.
it should have been a 16 actually.
Yeah, so 12.
Yeah, check your stuff.
11.
Yeah, check your stuff. Check everything.
Yeah.
Check that spell. Tin, 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 tin. Okay, that's good enough.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I made a wisdom check,
Oh.
not a wisdom saving throw. Sorry, that was just a misclick.
Oh, and it did half your proficiency. Okay. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Good enough. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna assume that, like, at least the 4 of you are not sitting on the ground outside, but more like sitting somewhere in a dungeon, like munching on some rations and getting some food into your body, as you haven't gotten a time to like sit down and stretch your legs and eat in, well, half a day. While Rasim, are you still like slaving outside? So you're not here.
I am slaving.
This is interesting. Alright. So shortly after you, Leo, sent your response to Lady Khazar, you see a flickering of the air close to you, and you see Lady Khazar appear. She looks around, locates you. Hi.
Nice to see you.
You as
How
well.
did your side of the day go? Any casualties on our side?
There has been some damages done, but it's superficial and more caused by my underestimation of the ancient draconic magic.
Okay.
I have turned around the Gold Fleet, as far as I can tell, aside from some drowned. Most should have been able to retreat without any casualties. So I could say that my part of the work was completed almost perfectly. What
Great.
about yours?
Well,
I imagine you have failed to prevent the creation of another mark.
yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much. Well, the quintessence of it is the Gaul army got us pretty good, and then Varus attacked both armies from the side and devoured everything that was there. And he was able to raise undead. They just sprung out of the ground.
Barros is his
Brother.
family member.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
this explains some of the concerns I had about the plans of this circle. I've spent the last... Actually, how long has it been since you've seen her? I don't remember. I just spent some time traveling as well.
It's been a week or something.
You've seen her the last time about 19th of January, so it's been almost a week, even like 6 days. Yeah. I've spent the last week traveling along the mark sites, trying to understand it better and predict their next movement. What I was concerned about is the plan to create a mark through a wall over here felt too shallow, too unguaranteed for the other plans Oka have made so far. But if his plan was to have Varus arrive and guarantee the casualties all along, it shows both the reach and the preparations that have been put into it. Though still, it is not enough. According to my best prediction, the area, the center of this ritual, should lie somewhere southwest of Zuckerland. I cannot pinpoint the location without knowing exact spot of each mark or their numbers, but so far my prediction is, well, about this area.
That is very close to home.
Yes. It also covers an almost exact center of every single disaster that had been created by Oka and his men. And yet, I feel like we're missing something. All this is yet insufficient to fulfill the requirements of the ritual that we have seen described in the notes you found.
You mean insufficient dead?
Insufficient
Souls?
everything.
Insufficient everything.
I don't think we have hit the 10,000 dead required. And if we have, then just barely. And even then, considering the destruction of Neverwinter was deemed unsuccessful and sufficient, this seems to grant a scale for somebody to attempt a similar small scale.
What if the next step is to attack Kreuzung? What if Barris does not come here, but goes to Kreuzung? He could kill thousands there.
He could kill thousands if he scours the countryside.
Yeah, but I mean, we have been at the doorstep of Oko. What if it now needs to be fast?
Kreuzung does hold about 50,000 souls. It would be a step up. It does and may not be an army sufficient to take Kreuzung. Not saying the White Tower will most likely get involved now. A war is one thing, protecting Aldana from such an undead invasion is another thing.
That's good to hear.
And I can't imagine Ruby's sitting quietly while that is happening. All I can say is that whatever the Sorcerer is, he has spent a dreadful amount of time preparing this. The remnants of the portal in Neverwinter was impressive. The magic is decipherable, understandable, but beyond the scope of what I imagined any contemporary magician to be capable of. Picking up and whisking out a whole city is quite a feat, even if a ritual was involved.
Do you think that there are... You said that the draconic word that you found was more powerful than you thought. Would there be something like undead words of power?
Okay, so Z plus
42.
30. Let's see. No, actually, she's gonna have.
So from
Okay,
our 20 levels of rogue, she also has reliable talent.
Yeah, I was about to say, reliable talent, expertise. Yeah,
Yes,
Plus 10 int.
there are. They are quite dreadful. Well, they're not undead. Most of those wards belong to the School of Enchantment, but killing somebody with a ward or stripping their ability to move, those exist.
But strong enough to wipe out an entire city? Remove it from plane of existence?
Well, to be fair with that, more conventional magic would work. You don't need a draconic ward for that. I mean, you could use any of the wards I have obtained for a sufficiently destructive outcome. Though, and that is another question, if it is a mortal man like you using that magic, then its scale will be significant, but minor compared to a city.
So
Somebody
we're...
being able to unleash the world in its full power. I wish to believe that despite their paranoia and preparations, I would have been able to notice the presence of such a magician in my domain.
I see. Speaking of limits,
Oh, I was like, lemons?
I found a spell that can make me into a dragon.
Oh, you say big smile on her face. I would love to see that.
Can make it somewhat permanent, even. I think it's still dispellable, but
Oh, I know everything about that. That's how I gifted her Josiah to Ruby. I did warn her to avoid any magic if she were to get my grandniece or grandnephew. Would be really awkward if she were to lose that magic in the middle of the process.
yeah. I was wondering if you know any other powerful creatures like a youngish green dragon of that strength. I don't think that it's a full-grown super dragon that I can turn into. It's huge, but it's not massive, you know?
Well,
Worked pretty well.
you should be well aware of the one I had your and your friends face in the volcano, but
I
it
think
might
the
be a
one-
bit beyond you for now.
Yeah. I tried it, but it didn't work.
The problem is, no matter how many books I show you, no matter how many pictures or my recreations of dragons,
Yeah, I'm looking for the real thing. I need to see it breathe, move,
and
act.
preferably fight it.
Probably that.
Well, I'm sure you could find some interesting friends in the rainy forest, if that's up your alley.
In which forest?
The rainy forest?
Oh. Oh. Could I turn into that mother of spiders?
No, not her. Not her.
Okay.
Like, you can turn into, like, any other kind of spider, I think. Honestly.
But they're not that big.
But, like, the strongest spider is, like, there's not a spider. It's gonna be, like,
Probably level CR2 or
Spider
something.
King, like, large beast, CR1.
Oh. Ugh.
There's really not many spiders bigger than, like, Face Spider is CR3, but you would not have seen those. Those are
Okay.
a bit special.
Well, maybe when we go to the dragon plane, I will be seeing something.
Oh wait, no, you have not fought them, so you haven't seen them. Okay. I had some special spiders. You didn't find them.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
Then it's to go
I
back.
wanted to ask something else, but I forgot. Well, if you can think of any creatures like that in the future, maybe.
Well, if I had time, I could show you myself. But even I cannot show you more than a few a day, and it's not something we can do in preparation for an even bigger fight.
That's okay. Well, anything that you can throw my direction is appreciated. I'm not sure what to do right now.
Well, what do you intend to do?
Well, there's still the house. Foko, we need to kill Barris first.
I found his lair.
Wait, do you not know?
Supposedly.
Have you told him? I don't remember.
I thought that.
Pretty sure we did.
I thought that the patrician and her found out.
Oh, right.
Well, we have been. There is this house in New Orleans. They call. There's this house, which is, or this gigantic tower, that is probably part of this whole communication tower thing. And when we tried to enter it, Zardo's father appeared. Was something worth protecting for him. Zardos killed his father.
Oh, congratulations. And condolences.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a weird moment. Yeah, and I think it might be wise for us to go back there and finish Oko off, or try at least, before whatever he intends to do, he can finish.
To be completely fair, I feel like at this point Oko is inconsequential to the grand plan.
But we might find out more,
I might.
at least.
If you believe that his removal will make the future fights easier, then I will not stop you.
One less thing to worry about, other fights.
I mean, Barros comes first.
Do you have a plan for that?
Well, Zardos might. If we can get a line of connection to him, Zardos might challenge him to a duel to death. His brother might be, I don't know, stupid enough to take that challenge.
Is Zardo strong enough to take the challenge?
I believe so.
If he's not, he'll be around.
And do you expect his brother to be alone?
Well,
Well, running head first into stupid situations in family life is your forte, so
I've been very successful so far.
you have. And I am honestly quite impressed by your growth. Reaching a canine circle is not something I've seen a man do in... Oh dear, how long has it been?
Half a year.
My dear, you underestimate your power. You are, by any account, greater than the Grand Master of the White Tower himself.
Nah.
Rubius has not reached the Ninth Circle.
What? Fucking loser. No,
That
what?
is...
Wait, what? He's not 9th level? 9th circle? Oh.
I would give you
Gosh.
more. From what I know, aside from me, there's nobody who is. Not in this country.
Well, we are fucking impressive then.
You are? And I'm glad that I have invested in you.
Well, it still didn't help us stop an entire army. Although we did make a bit of it.
Well, I hope at the very least my gift was useful. I thought it would be, considering where you were heading.
Well, yeah, if we were more experienced with how fucking war works, we might have made use of it. But we were stupid. Well, for the next battle, if we know... Oh, hey, shit, guys, we could set up a second fort like right next to here. Put that up.
Oh man, why didn't we think about that before?
Well,
Yeah.
I see that whenever we're dealing with the current conflict, there are a lot of books I need you to read. I think there's time to add some knowledge to your powers.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Well... Okay, we kill Barrows, then we kill Oko, and then I come study.
Nice.
Sounds like a plan.
Thankfully, that will also be the time to prepare for the really important thing, the arrival of the Mother, and possibly a trip to the elemental planes.
Fuck the mother of dragons. For a minute I forgot about that. Yeah.
It is understandable. Your current situation is quite overwhelming.
Any chance you might help us out with the undead army? Or are you going to stay nibble for protection of the city?
I must stay in Nebo. And I wish to believe that if you were to ask Rubius for assistance, you will not even require me.
Alright, I will ping him.
Still, if you do choose to go see that Orco, do keep me updated. I don't like worrying too much.
Yep. I let you know once we are done with Barris and plan to kick Ogo's butt.
I shall remain in my predicted center of this whole ritual. I like to be on the field if anything happens. Well, I wish you luck, and
Thank you.
honestly, don't die. It would be really embarrassing at you power level.
Yeah, I don't plan on dying.
Oh, and welcome to the club. I suppose we'll have to start one.
The Mighty Nine.
Oh, I don't think we'll ever fill in that many positions, but I like the name.
That was an excellent fucking joke. Well done.
Yeah,
Although,
yeah.
well, yeah. Maybe we will have a Hall of Fame at some point. Okay. I don't have anything valuable to say. And that I don't want to waste your time. We need to make plans on how we want to get Barros out of his undead hole.
And call me if anything happens, and I'll do the same.
Yeah, and I will contact Rubius and ask if he can assist with the undead horde.
So Ledika's image flickers for a moment and disappears. Alright, so what you do?
I'm gonna send a message in a moment. I need to count it.
You know what? It was a good thing. I'm gonna give you a D4 inspiration die for the Mighty Nine.
Thank you.
Also, I still have mine. I should remember about it.
You were muted,
Yeah.
Dylan.
Nah, forget that.
Yeah.
Did you call me
Yeah.
Salan?
Look, he misses him. Okay. Well, in that case, you guys finish off your short rest.
Can we roll for hit points?
Yes, you three can. Yes. I'm not gonna roll for Jesse because I'm not sure it's gonna be pertinent in this specific session. And if it is not necessary, she'll roll herself when she comes back. Alright, you don't have your parrot attuned to anymore. That's nice. I can kill you on the battle now. That's nice.
You could have always killed me, Dan.
Yeah. But I had to work
Just
for it
didn't
before.
want- You just didn't want to.
I'm gonna send this message because I don't have anything better to say.
I might have
To-
wanted. I may have not tried hard enough.
That indicates a lack of want.
Message to be used.
I did that, not out of lack of will, but of desire to teach my son a lesson. I miss him so much. Oh.
You didn't have to kill him, you know. Could have kept him around.
Yeah.
Hey, we tried to convince him to come to
Yeah.
our side. He
Yeah,
could have
you had
kept
a
him
shot.
alive. We gave him a window.
It's fine.
We tried.
He was dying anyway. He died
One
in battle,
opportunity.
like he wanted to.
Once in a lifetime.
Alright.
Sure, we could have fixed that at some point.
A message to Rubius. I mean, it would have been a really cool campaign like, let's go to hell and break Kairos out of contract he has with whatever that woman is.
Can I add one word because I think one thing is a bit speculative. It's probably thousands. I don't know how many he will raise.
I should
That's another spell slot gone.
Yeah, you get like a short answer in a while along the lines of yes,
That's very
I
short.
am in discussion with Albert. We're planning.
Yes. The wizards are coming!
Yes. None of them have level 9 spells. Most of them don't have level 8 spells.
I mean,
You only need one spell.
if we
Fireball
have
solves all.
12
Fair.
wizards that can cast level 3 spells, that would fucking devastate.
Yeah. To be fair, against like skeletons, it will work much better than against archers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do wonder.
You're muted, Zelen.
I was simply commenting on how lovely music is again. I love this playlist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so far so good. I'm liking it.
I do wonder
Anyone
how
wants
much
it?
experience you gain from 3,000 skeletons.
I would consider skeleton CR0 for this experiment.
By the end of the battle, they can all then cast 9th level spells if they level.
I mean, technically it gives like 150,000 experience, 30,000 per player, if you manage to kill 3,000 skeletons.
They just need to walk into the fort.
Actually, yeah. Adjusted XP 600,000.
I love it that you can actually grind boars in D&D to get to level 20.
Yeah, technically can.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love is not the word I'd choose, but yes.
Grind.
Oh.
Grind?
Well,
Oh,
depends.
no.
I mean, yes, you can be killing like skeletons for like a couple weeks, which is gonna be really fun.
Mm. much.
But like, imagine if those were D&D skeletons with longbows or short bows. I mean, if there are 3,000 of them, bounded accuracy is gonna kill you. Bounded accuracy.
Yep.
Yeah, and skeletons do have a short bow. They even have proficiency with it, so...
I mean, the proficiency doesn't matter. It's probably just a nat 20 for Tal.
Well, yeah, I mean, it still matters. It's more like they can technically use it. Alright, yeah, that one. Okay. So, you take your short rest. You're continuing to cover the whole fort. Alright, any other things you want to prepare today?
Let's put the horseshoes on Intarn.
Alright. Honestly, at this point, I'm afraid you'll have to do this yourself. Because all of the civilians have been evacuated. So you can't use them. And I mean, you can, I guess, try and find assistance of military, how do you call them? People who shot horses. I mean, I guess you could ask a blacksmith. I think blacksmiths used to do that in medieval times.
Blacksmith usually.
But I guess you could ask for help, but... do you want to do it yourself with help, or do you let somebody else do it while helping?
I'll get help.
Also, put your headphones on. I heard myself echoing somebody.
Yeah, the thing is, we have one headset, and Shani's currently playing with her friends.
Why do you only have one headset?
Oh,
You don't need to share everything.
That's so unhygienic, you know?
Get a second one.
Okay, so the story is we got this one, and it's
Get
like,
a room!
we want to get two. Oh, yeah, we get a room. We want to get two, but we couldn't for some reason. Stupid laws in Israel.
Stupid laws in
Whatever. Stupid laws. So we got only one, and then we don't need the old ones. We threw them out, and then this one sucks, but that's the only one now we have.
Why would you throw old headsets out?
Because they had like leather that started to crumble.
Backup! You know, like, you need to have a box of those like 15-year-old cables that don't fit your PC anymore, but you need to have them in case.
Yes. Yes.
And
I
then
have that
15
box.
years later, you build a PC and you're like, wait, it's not in a conflict. Oh, thank God I had that box!
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, in that case, I need you to do me animal handling check with advantage.
This is the first time in a long time.
Very long time. Oh, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, like with the blacksmith, honestly, mostly providing you with tools rather than actually helping you. Just considering that Hindarne is like telepathically connected to you and he actively assists you in working instead of a horse not assisting you. You spend like half an hour like cleaning out his hooves to be shottable and shotting him. Like the first thing, like considering that you haven't ever like really done this before or really needed to ride a horse, like you either couldn't afford one or as a guard in Nebo you didn't use horses. It was a lot of running around, which thankfully gave you the body that you can be proud of. But like the first time you're like, okay, Yantarne, hold still, and you're like, and he holds up the hoof and you're like, okay, aim, like hit, and you hit in your head. Ah, brother, the pain is terrifying. Ah, nay, don't worry, brother, I kid you. But yeah, apparently Aldana has learned the concept of humor. Anything else? Anybody else?
We should.
Okay, like, tell me, what do you plan to do for the rest of the day up until then that come? Like, it's 7 in the evening, you will soon, like in a couple hours, be able to take a long rest, but you can't yet. And what if they come in the night? Do you take a long rest? So, yeah, I need you guys to know
Do
what
we
you're gonna
have
be doing.
any spell that can be cast as a ritual that gives light and stays for a while? I don't know how long daylight lasts. Just an hour?
Isn't it just 10 minutes or something?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Track the
Can
fell.
you...
Daylicht.
Found the box.
1 hour.
1 hour, that's not good enough.
And it's not a ritual.
So fuck it.
I don't think we have any ritual available that gives it.
I have
I
lots
can make a
of
hut. That's one ritual that I have. One.
Well, continual flame is a good thing, but it's not a ritual as well.
It's a very good thing.
And none of you can use it. Well, technically Zardos could pick it up at some point. Honestly, that would be a very simple spell to find a scroll of, if you ask for it.
Good.
Well,
I mean, I'm gonna continue casting.
alright.
I never sleep anyway, so, you know.
I never sleep.
Yes. No sleep for the wicked.
We still need a fucking plan to get to Barrows.
Oh yeah, that's a good plan. Come up with it.
Yeah.
Can you cast sending, Zardos? Can you just send him a message and say, "Come out! Come henceforth, brother! I shall challenge you to a duel of death." To death, not of death. It's a duel of death. You're dead.
I could try that, but I haven't learned that one.
Ah,
I
shit.
think the assault on the castle will provide a distraction. They will be busy for a while.
If they
And
actually
that-
come here. If they actually come here, that's the important thing.
I think so. It's more people for him to raise.
Yeah.
What
I mean, I would take that bet as well, but there's still the chance that he just fucking doesn't.
If he passes on, I feel we wait until the morrow and fly after them.
But
They
we
won't
don't.
get too far.
Sorry. How will we know that they're not attacking?
If they haven't come by the morning, I don't think they're coming here.
I
What
could
if they're hoping that we leave and then they attack?
I highly doubt that. I think
could
Baros is after
yeah.
Zardos just as much as Zardos is after Baros.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point.
there's that.
Um,
If you want, I could
had-
always send out.
I mean, we
always
could
send
just literally fly there. He doesn't have anything ranged, right? Does your brother do ranged magic?
Well, he has
I
a thunder caller as well as I do, but aside from that,
I would not underestimate Baros. I'm sure.
yes. Anything
There
else he
are-
may have picked up since the last time we've been together?
I mean, to be
Or-
fair, your brother is a master of martial arts, and where like
yeah,
you and your sisters dabble in magic, he wasn't very good at it. Like he was really bad at it actually. But he can pick up a longbow,
Yeah, that's
and
about it.
longbow amplified by potentially the same powers you have feels more like a ballista.
true. Do I know what his sword ability is?
His what?
The ability he got from his sword?
You have no idea. I mean, you didn't know what Valtari or Xenobia had.
So
No.
there's a point to be made here where
Especially-
while you were reading your magic books, he studied the blade.
Yes.
And he studied the longbow.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he
Mastered the
definitely
blade. He mastered the longbow.
knows it. Yeah, he definitely can use any weapon. That's not a problem for him. He's more of a musclehead than
He has
anything
mastered
else.
the blade. He has mastered the battle. You could say he is a battle master.
Okay. I feel like flying out there invisibly while the armies are assaulting the keep is gonna be the best moment to strike at him and whatever surrounds him. I don't think we'll get a chance to ever fight him just by himself. It'll always be some company. But we'll need to take that risk and hope that not too many come crashing down upon us at the same time. Because they're distracted. And I think my defenses will hold quite a bit. I'm not sure how much. If he has anyone here that can wield magic, they might be able to get rid of a couple. But it'll still drain a lot to get rid of these fields.
Well, what I could do is I could fly out on Nebula. I could make. Well, I would actually prefer it is if if one of you could make me invisible and Nebula, because then I can enhance my abilities to see things.
I can do that.
It's not gonna help because invisibility lasts for 1 hour and it's gonna take you a lot more than 1 hour to get there. You can travel at about 9 miles per hour,
Yeah,
which is a lot.
I mean,
But
the only thing where that would start becoming valuable is when they're like upon the gates, basically.
Oh yes.
Scout.
No. Oh yeah, fair enough.
Oh. Do you know what I just thought of?
Tell
If he
us.
can raise the dead, like skeletons, can he raise Pegasi? Can he raise?
I mean, we didn't kill many Pegasi. Just the right.
But still, they would be a fucking problem. Well, no, they would also take damage when they come in here. But still, flying in is still
Well, I believe this-
problematic.
Yeah, mostly riders we killed, I believe. I don't know.
I still feel like the original plan is the best. Invisible strike force and go directly for him.
But that means that
Who
we
knows
need
what
to at least-
happens?
How do we travel invisibly? I cannot
I
do the
mean-
dragon today anymore.
I can give flight to 3 of us. Melora can turn into a bird. So if we bring your Pegasus, we have everything covered.
And she can
Then
make some people
we-
invisible.
Then we need 6 invisibilities.
I can give it to 3 people.
So can she. She has both 3rd and 1st level spell slots. So
She can give it 2 or 3, okay.
Hmm.
And Zardos probably can too.
Yeah.
And you can do that on yourself, right?
Yep. I
Me?
can-
Yeah.
No, I need to concentrate on flying.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But that lasts only 10 minutes.
Yes, so it needs to be when the
When
battle is
we-
upon us.
Okay.
So we can quickly move out and try and strike at where he might be.
wow, really?
He's Gamble.
Oh no, poor Melora. I forgot the druids have only 4 level 9 spells and I've taken away 2 of those. I'm a monster.
She's been crying about it.
Yeah, way to go.
Really?
Especially last session, yeah.
You're exaggerating.
Yes, a little.
A little. She wasn't crying about it. She was like, pointing it out.
It's okay, you're gonna go and get her circuit and she'll have 2 level 9 spells. To be fair, both Resurrection and Storm of Vengeance are pretty useless anyway.
Yeah, but she loves Storm of Vengeance.
Yes, she'll get it at some point. Eventually.
When it's not useful against armies anymore, yes.
I'll give you another army to destroy, don't worry.
No, as long as you make up for it, that's important.
I'll make one army just for her.
It's so hard to please women.
Yes.
I mean,
It's
you
gonna
could
be
give
an
them
army of
armies.
dragons. Yes.
Yeah, it'll-
Interesting.
Yes.
Very helpful.
Mass of Dragons had a lot of time in the Feywild creating half-dragon creatures. And
Huh.
anything can be a half-dragon.
They're essentially just 3 things you can do when you have a lot of time and nowhere to go. You can sleep, eat, and fuck.
Very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what's happening? I think we know what we are somewhat doing until if the armies arrive.
Question. In Tarny can take up to 4 people, right?
Yes.
I can also just fly in Tarny.
Flying Tarny, that's one less. Yeah, and then we all ride him. I mean, guys, it's almost Christmas. Come on.
Yes!
It's a fucking flying giant burning reindeer.
Invisible.
Invisible.
Invisible. Oh, right. So, yeah. I mean,
That is ridiculous.
Yes. It
I
is.
mean, yes, we're on the from level
is.
17 onwards. It's
I mean,
just
I'm not sure
ridiculous.
hitting your mount and every single one of you with 12 ice storms is gonna work as well the second time.
No, I'm sure it'll work just fine.
So I might have to copy Thanos and drop a moon on you.
What if he resurrected all the mages?
I'm sure they can't cast.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
do you
yeah.
know?
A hunch.
It's called
We
blind
are-
belief.
We are mother loving,
No,
but
it's fine.
fucked.
No, we
if-
just need to roll higher initiative this time.
No. Consider how many
The spells.
those are, like, what, 24 mages?
More.
More?
Well, yeah, because
He
Discard
had
also
some.
had some with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I was counting hours in his.
Yeah.
If at
Yeah,
least
there's quite a bit.
they had 12. Let's say we had 12. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's at least 24.
And Discard had
worth of-
6.
Oh, Giscard had 6 as well, right? So 30 wizards,
Search Undead Wizards.
dead wizards.
Okay,
Well, if
what else could he
Varys-
have resurrected? Give me more ideas.
But owlbears, fuck the owlbear riders! Oh my god,
Griffins!
fucking impossible to hit.
And Griffins.
Griffins,
Well,
yes.
And lions and bears. Oh my.
Wait, wasn't there a T-Rex on the battlefield?
No, but I'm pretty sure there was a T-Rex in the Feywild.
Think you might be going a little overboard here. I mean, he would have to. Well, I guess maybe search through all those bodies.
Yeah,
long enough.
I'm hoping that he can just resurrect petty skeletons. But if not, if he can restore the bodies with its abilities, we're pretty damn fucked.
That is make
Resurrecting
Nas
linear to fight
charisma
it.
saving throw.
No.
Without any Dragon's bonuses, I assume you're not currently sticking to each other, like in a huddle puddle.
I'm sitting on Trago's shoulders
Do I
the
need to be-
entire day.
I mean, if it has to do with the sword, I'm not fighting.
Well,
it.
you need to roll it anyway in case you do want to fight it. So, you just roll and tell me if you are... Oh, doesn't matter. You hear her speak quietly. If you get me together, then I could teach you to do that. It will take time, but I'm sure with your talents it is possible.
What, resurrecting mages? Or just resurrection in general?
Not resurrection. Reanimation.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's good. Might not be needed, but I'll keep that in mind. If
After
we
all,
ever need another army.
we will need an army if you are to be king.
I'll keep that in mind.
Because Barros chooses better friends. Alright.
Well, I mean, doesn't really have any friends, really. Undead don't count as friends. Because
Wow. I mean...
saying his make-believe undead friends don't really count.
Should we start resting? Just try.
Let's wait and see what comes for us, yes. And if you can get some rest, that would be grand.
Alright.
I
Well,
will say I can send out. It's only going to help so much, but I can send out my owl to keep an eye out and
you know what?
alert us if anything.
You know what? Actually,
Anything's on the way.
looks like it doesn't have that.
Good idea.
Where is
Like that. I totally forgot that you had an owl. Shouldn't it now not be like a bat or something?
I think an owl will be okay.
it? No, she
Okay.
doesn't have
Oh,
it.
it's fine.
But yeah, I can send that out just to do a little scouting and reporting back.
She doesn't. I mean, it's unlikely it's gonna be of any use, considering the
Yeah, probably.
vast territory in the darkness, and well, at least an owl does have dark vision. But sure, we can do that. Alright, unless you immediately have any other plans, I'm gonna press fast forward.
Yeah, we're gonna attempt a long rest.
So I'm gonna take it that you are not casting any spells.
You mean I'm continuing
Well,
casting
aside
forbidden?
from that, yes, aside from that.
Yes.
Right?
Also, like I wrote, Foresight is about to run out probably, but
Foresight is 8 hours, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna run out like basically in an hour. Alright. So, as you are kind of like finishing your short rest and all of this discussion which has happened during the short rest, you, Zardos, get a call on the ice stone that has been given to you by Lord Edge for emergency communication during the battle.
Now, is there a display screen? Do I recognize the number?
There's no display screen, there's no number, but you hear like
Fucking
basically like
spam calls!
from I don't know, like the pouch you put it in, you hear a pleasant female voice announcing, "Attention, attention! An important message will be announced in 1 hour. Please gather round. Attention, attention! An important message will be announced in 1 hour. Please gather round."
Dude, Okos. This might be Oku. Might it not?
And then it stops. You like look at each other like, what the fuck? A minute passes. Attention, attention. An important message will be announced in 59 minutes. Please gather round. Attention,
Silence that thing.
attention. An important message will be announced in 59 minutes.
Oh,
Please
fuck.
gather round.
What if these things can explode? I mean, if they're like asking everyone, "Hey, gather around! I have an important message." Boom.
We have a way. We have a way
death.
to stop it. Do you still have your teleportation ready?
Sure.
Yeah, but there
We
are
could get to
dozens
the
of these things in the
tower,
fort.
and Melora could lay waste to the center of communication where it all starts from. We lay waste to the tower. She's
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I said we were going to fight an army today. I had tsunami prepared.
That's a pretty good Melora impression.
Sorry.
Also, Racine, you haven't been around for that, but we were for a couple of weeks ago. We were in the north, and Ceruleus appeared, and he was just about to give us another blubbering speech. Yeah. Turns out he actually prepared to announce the attack on the Blind Forest. I dispelled him because I was annoyed of him. If I hadn't, he would have warned us about the Blind Forest. We could have gone there and we could have prevented. We might have died, or we could have at least saved a couple of key people. Important people that we now lost. Not listening to this message could also be meaning foregoing important information that tells us what's happening.
Don't you think that if they want you to hear that message, by listening you're playing exactly into what they want you to do in the first place? And that would have been the case with the forest as well?
It would have been the case with the forest, but that was because Ceruleus didn't like the family of Zardos. He had an issue with Kairos. There was beef between them, I think.
Yes.
And he wanted him to fail. I think
that's
at
what
least,
or that's what he wanted you to think.
Yes, that could also have been the thing. But after fighting Kairos at the tower, at the moment we're not in the right shape to go there and lay waste to it. Also, Melora doesn't have the spell prepared.
That's the only reason I think this plan isn't going anywhere. Yes. But I highly doubt sticking around to listen to what this stone is willing to say is gonna be favorable. I feel like just the opposite.
Will not, and that's why I think we should get a good distance away from these stones. Just so we can hear the message, but not immediately get blasted to death should those things be like miniature fireballs or something like that.
Warn the royal family. just in case.
At this point, about like the Lord Edge finds you. This message has been broadcasting on every single device we have. Do you know what it's about?
No,
It's not our side that's transmitting.
I assume it's Oko. And I assume that he... I'm speculating here, but he might be now saying, I have finished the ritual. You mortals who have hunted monsters shall be hunted now, and it might just be his, I don't know, declaration of war against us. I don't know. It could also be a trap. It could mean that they all explode just to feed the ritual.
I would get these stones from everyone as far away as you can for the duration. Gather them in a place.
Yes,
and
that is what I was
only
thinking.
listen by proxy.
Even if it is just a declaration of war, we do not need the panic and loss of morale to spread. If it is an important message, we will hear it ourselves and nobody else. Sadly, they don't seem to work while it is being transmitted. It's easy enough to inform the soldiers in the keep, but I'm afraid I lost my communication with Krausung.
Yes.
I can send a message to the king.
That might be a good idea.
Send it. And
yeah,
ask
let me-
if the reinforcements are coming. And when. Alright, so you start coming up with that message while like over like next 10 minutes some of the soldiers just start bringing in those things. Like they're not that many of them, they were given out only to like now officers basically for communication. And
What are these stones called again?
Eye stone.
Eye stone.
No, like Eye stone. Like this is the first model. The Vision Corporation wanted to release iPhone 2, iStone 2 next year, but you have destroyed them before they could. The Evil Corporation was toppled. Yeah, so like those soldiers start bringing in the stones, and like Lord Edge basically drops them all in like a single like training room that is big enough and nobody's inside. But then not many of them, most of them have been basically lost during battle as troops were annihilated and the officers have died. So we're just a few dozen of those devices. Anything else you want to do during this time? Take another short rest? Take a second breakfast?
No,
Just
but I
wait and see
will.
if-
I will imitate Zardos and flick my fingers for a small owl to appear on my shoulder. And I will basically send that owl to sit next to the, like small pile of eye stones.
Right. And what are you doing with your eye stone that you haven't used, others?
Put it on the pile.
Just got a shiny new phone. Yes.
That's shit.
Yeah. So like, meanwhile, the pile is like, the message comes across almost simultaneously, but not quite simultaneously, creating this strange like echoing cacophony of sounds as like all of them start speaking at the same time and counting down minute by minute. It will be pretty hard to hear them if you like listen to all of them at the same time, so it might be better to like keep one in your room, like get away from
that's
it.
happening. Then I'll take mine and put it somewhere else, really away from the pile, just at least so we can hear it.
That's the message that I sent to the king.
Yeah. You get an answer from Albert like almost immediately along the lines of yes, Rubius is coming shortly. Thank you for the warning. So that.
Okay. The king, Rubius will keep the king safe. Is there anyone else we should warn? Patrician?
Kazar's
I
there.
think
Might be
I don't think the big concern is the people who are careful in the first place. I think the big concern is people who have eye stones who don't know in the slightest about anything.
Well, I let the king know that he should tell anyone who he can inform. I don't have
How
enough juice to-
expensive? How expensive is one of these things?
of these stones?
Yes,
I don't know.
Lord Edge, do you know how much they go for? Do they sell to everyday people?
I believe purchase of this device with 10 minutes of conversation was a gold piece.
So lots.
We had to secure our devices through direct channels.
So probably not a whole lot of people with them, but they're around.
Ah,
No, lots of people will have them.
Well, comparatively. I mean,
1 gold
Well,
is
you-
not a lot to save up. It's 5 days of work.
should we
Well,
send a
it's
message
not
to Lady Kazar? Because if these things are actually like the missing piece that gets Oko enough bodies,
I mean, she won't get enough warning to everyone, but at least try. Yeah, why not?
she might have some thoughts on it.
fuck. I'm blasting myself out of spell slots by this.
You know, you don't have to type it out. If it's a short enough message, you can just...
Yeah, I'm just thinking what I want to write. Okay. Okay, the message is gonna be ice stones might be traps, missing piece for ritual. Can you help people get rid of it in Nibble? To Lady Kazar. That is 13 words or something. 18. Shit.
You get an answer. I am not in Nebo. But I have... No, impossible. Shit. And that's all you hear.
Oh, that sounds good.
Lady Kazar just said, I'm not in Nibble. No shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, I think shit is going to go down. If Lady Kazar is worried about this, we should get rid of them.
She might have something a little better for spreading the information.
Well, I think she might have concluded something. And that worries me. That worries me much more than anything that might be told to us over the stone.
You hear?
What if?
Attention,
What if?
attention. Due to technical problems, the important message will be transmitted now. Attention, attention. Due to technical problems, the important message will be transmitted now.
I'm moving backwards.
I'm ready.
Then you
running
hear
away
like
from
a
that
click,
thing.
and you know, like in an old like phone recordings, there's like this long beep, beep, beep,
Yeah. the fuck away from that
Beep.
shit.
Get the fucking sounds away!
Click.
Mm.
And you hear a voice starting to talk. But what it
Oh, it's
says,
Ceruleus.
we'll find out after the break.
No!
Ceruleus left a
And we're back. Alright. So, the ice stone clicks into working. And how far away from it are you keeping in feet?
At least 100 feet.
You will not be able to hear it from that distance.
Well,
I have
Yes,
100
it's
feet and I'm gonna be
familiar there.
listening through my familiar.
Everybody,
yeah,
100
listen
feet?
to the familiar and then
I'm gonna go to 100 feet. I don't want to die from that thing.
Everybody? Everybody? So technically none
Yeah,
of you
I'm-
except for the familiar are actually listening.
If Rasim,
Right.
if
Pretty
Rasim
much.
can say that he can hear this, and yeah, I'll go as far as Leos does.
This is so
And just for
disappointing.
clarification, Nebula is also very, very far away from this thing.
Same as Incarni.
you just have to be within 100 feet of the
Okay,
familiar.
okay. So Milorus sits right on top of it.
Of course, puts her ear up real close. Just to be safe.
There goes! Grenade! No, Jason, don't worry. Your character is tethered to the other characters when you're not around.
Also, she has 17 intelligence.
And 400
pro-
hit points.
Wait, okay, Melora is then probably the smartest one of us, right?
I
No,
assume the
hello.
smartest.
Oh, you have more than that? Oh, I
I
didn't
have
know.
20.
If you haven't
Ooh.
noticed, he's an intelligence warlock, not a charisma warlock.
No, I haven't noticed that.
Why do you think my Arcana checks are plus 11
I don't know. Expertise?
on
All right.
warlocks?
You sure? Who knows what you did?
Okay.
Not that.
Okay. Let's stop diminishing the the gravity of the situation, which it's my fault I started it, but. Alright. So you hear a voice coming through the ice stone. Hear me and rejoice. I am Anglazir Saladin Yusif Ibayub, and I bring the news of our master's return. The world is about to change, and I am the harbinger. To my servants, her work will be rewarded. To the little birds that clouded my eyes, your efforts have been all but in vain. And to the people of Aldana, your sacrifice is appreciated. And then you hear a slight boom, and a relatively small pop as you lose contact with your familiar.
It died. But, and I'll recite what they said.
What was that name? I didn't
Yeah,
understand it.
Miss-
I will repeat that name.
Ah, now I know it. Okay.
Go for it.
No, I have 20 intelligence. I am repeating that name, but not out
okay.
of character.
Alright, sure. You repeat it.
So that was the Harbinger. Let's call him the Harbinger.
Sure.
Did you
Positive
mention
music
the
starts playing
weird
in my background.
I'll start moving towards where my familiar was, to see what happened.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah,
Can I help him with that?
Sure.
I have a 30.
He doesn't
it's
need
fine.
it.
Okay.
So
Well, I want to roll anyway. just
yeah,
because-
you don't find. Well, then you're not helping. Then you're doing it yourself.
Oh yeah.
So you find like a little, not a scorch mark, but like a very, very like shallow crater where it lied upon the stone, like very shallow. Not much scorch mark, and you
Can I-
find shards of the stone embedded in like furniture, and like they didn't embed themselves in the stone, they just slightly chipped at it. You figure out to fleshy individuals the damage would have been pretty significant in close proximity, but it quickly drops
so-
off.
So,
So,
it was
like,
kind of like
for
a.
the-
Go
For
ahead.
the average peasant, how much, what distance would this have killed peasants?
You're
Probably.
pretty sure to a normal unprotected person it would either kill them or wound them mortally if they were within like 10-15 feet.
Okay, yeah.
So it was kind of like a small frag grenade, where
Kind of.
small frag.
Have you ever seen Law Abiding Citizen?
No.
No? Okay, so no. There's a scene where like the judge answers her phone and it's like a very small device that blows up her head, but like the two other people that's right next to her, they didn't get.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how you can
this-
get rid of people.
Oh,
This
Kingsman
will-
1?
Yes,
Kinda,
that's
not quite.
that is exactly what I thought of when when they started when like the message came was Kingsman. I think this will have killed everyone who gathered around to listen in a quite a close proximity, probably 5 to 10 people per stone, and who knows what ungodly amount they may have created. To be
Well,
quite honest,
There's the rest of the sacrifice.
probably.
Cat butt, cat butt, cat butt.
But nothing to change about that. In retrospect.
Well, we gave out as much warning as we could. Hopefully, other people have made similar conclusions.
I don't think if you have no reason to doubt the corporation, which no normal person has.
I'm talking more about the
Important people,
I wouldn't call them important people, but
the people you care about.
yeah, let's call them that.
Named NPCs.
I mean, yeah, fuck. Okay. Well, that's another loss for this day.
I think this might actually form the connection lines between all of the individual marks. Small dots across the countrysides, everywhere.
You know what I'm also thinking? If Oko was listening, or whoever triggered this, I assume Oko. Why did the trigger suddenly jump? Was because we started warning people. What if Barris knows what you did to the surrounding area? I'm not sure if they're communicating with each other, but if they do...
Isn't the other way around much more likely that
What's the other way around of that?
I don't think the indirect path is the one that makes sense. The direct path of Oko knowing directly what happens with his devices is more likely, or just traditional methods of using magic to spy on people.
That could also be. Anyway, the devices are gone. Holding up middle fingers for anyone who's crying on us right now if they're not on our side.
And even if they are, just scrying without asking. Yeah.
Without
No,
consent, that's
it's
not
okay. You may watch me.
Did Drosim mention anything about the weird accent?
I'm sorry, I tried my best!
Did I mention the weird accent? Yeah, I would probably have mentioned the weird accent since it sounds like he came from the east.
Can you
Make
imitate-
me history check, I guess.
I'd love to. 80.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
It actually sounds more, well, eastern, but like southeastern. Pretty far south.
Okay. I'll say
Or
that.
at least that's what it's supposed to be. I'm just bad at it.
I
I'm
suppose
sorry.
Like
that's
in the
the
distance.
voice of the assassin you mentioned.
Huh? Second?
I suppose then that's the voice of the assassin you mentioned.
Do you think so?
No, I was trying to try and maybe see if you know where it came from. Where the assassin came from.
Nothing more than for certain it sounded like from very south.
Guys? Isn't it the name of the guy who made the Vision Corporation? That's what Rubius told us.
We don't know what the name is because of the weird accent.
What do you mean? Rasim told us.
Yes, I told you.
Yeah, in character we know the name.
Oh, okay. Out of character. I didn't understand almost anything from that message.
Oh, don't worry, you weren't.
I
told.
just
Well,
didn't understand the name. Everything else I
Yeah, I
understood
didn't get the
perfectly.
name. Yeah.
But that's always the first thing with fantasy names, that they're spoken so fast that I don't have the chance to process them.
especially if there's multiples like.
You'll be surprised about how fantasy that name is. Isn't that friend that Rubius spoke about? His the
Illusionist.
Dean of Illusion?
Oh, yeah, I did mention he was involved in.
Thank Miller for not being here and being a smart character that remembers things. Stupid players.
I think you're right, honey.
Wait, what? What? The Dean of
Always
Illusion?
right.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet that guy?
I think when we raided the corporation, he was there.
He sent us letters to Arles.
Wait, what? He sent you fucking letters and you never mentioned that?
Who are you talking to?
Of course it wasn't out of character. Of course this shit was mentioned. This was Vision trying to get Arles into a trap in the first place, which then we just refused. It was nothing more than simple invitations. And yes, you definitely knew about those.
But I didn't know that it was the Dean of Illusion that wrote those messages.
To be quite frank, I'm not sure that was written up. The way I remember it, that it was more general invitation.
It was, but you knew that that guy was the head of the Vision. Because that is the story Rubius told of. Speaking of Rubius, he is long overdue, as you hear a couple loud boom, 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 boom pops and loud conversations in the nearby room shortly whereafter. Lord Edge, accompanied by Rubius and a few other deans from Turis Ibernia, whose names I don't remember.
There's a dwarf of necromancy.
them
I
up.
remember him.
I remember the picture.
No, that's not it. Deans, that one. That's my notes. So Rubius comes in. Then the Dean of Evocation, Ignatius Excelsior, comes in. He's a human. The Dean of Divination, Seer, the Wood Elf, and the Dean of Abjuration, Pelen Bella, a High Elf.
Rubius, did you hear the message?
1 second. People, come on. So, Rubius, as a reminder, this is the vacation guy. Nope, no, that's not in vacation. Sorry, wrong name. That's Ender. This is the vacation guy. Then this is the abjuration guy, and this is the divination. Good elf. No, okay.
So when you say southeast, is it like in Aldana southeast or really far off?
No,
Really
way
far
out of the
south.
country. Like, none of you have traveled that far. Sim only knows about that because he, like, partially has roots.
Likes books.
Like, well, likes books, and I think, like, has very far away ancestors that came from kind of, not there even, but close to there.
Okay.
It's Nilfgaard.
Rubius, did you hear the message? Did you hear the voice speak?
No.
Well, Laura, could you repeat to Rubius what you just said?
Of course. I'll do my best. And she repeats that in cheery Milora voice. I think that's what it was.
The accent sounded very unfamiliar by the description that Rasim gave. Like nothing that surrounds us.
Rubius stares at Milora. Are you sure? Are you sure that he called himself that?
Rasim has to be sure.
Well, Rasim isn't saying anything, so he's asking Milora.
Rasim is just nodding at what Lias just said. I'm good with names.
That is impossible.
Why?
Saladin wanted to help people. That is why we argued. That we are too exclusive, too rigid in our protection of magic. He wanted to bring it to people, not destroy them with it.
So he
Means to an end, I
either,
guess.
yeah. Well, who knows why he wanted to bring it to people? Do you know where he is?
No,
We have left any traces back at the tower.
my last message to him was when you departed to Nebo. I asked him to help you. I knew that you had the influence and the money,
Help us how?
and your research of the texts you have brought from the tomb.
Would you describe him as a charismatic guy?
He did have a smile.
A smile wide enough to fool us all?
I don't think you would have forgotten him if you had met him.
Isn't there a simpler option? Simpler explanation? Someone being controlled against their will isn't exactly unheard of. To be quite frank,
What's with that?
It must be the only explanation.
Well, the other explanation is that he is an excellent liar and he fooled everyone. Another explanation is that he has been who he has been and just recently got
Yeah.
somehow pulled into that vision thing, not on his own volition, but maybe he found a liking to it. There are millions of other explanations how he could have gotten involved. The question is he voluntarily involved or not? Do we need to save him or do we need to kill him?
It could be the thing. I think if anything, if he did want to help people, it doesn't necessarily mean he wouldn't go to any lengths to do it if he thought this would be it.
Is there even a point in going after someone who has fulfilled their purpose? Instead of
Saladin
going
is human,
after the
right?
source.
Second Dragon?
You said Saladin is human, right?
He is. I wasn't even sure if he was still alive. He was not much younger than I am, and I am long overdue.
Saladin.
That doesn't fit the narrative that he's
He
human.
was a good man, a brilliant mind and a strong will.
You know, helping monsters is kind of their thing.
Okay, we don't know enough,
Every
but he delivered a message for Oko that doesn't put him in a good place. But he could only have been a messenger. But what did he call himself? The Harbinger? What does that ring any bell? Like, is that a religious
Harbinger
title?
is a bearer of news, usually bad ones. It is just a word.
So no. Okay. All right, we have a horde of undead to deal with.
And we are here to help. And the kingdom is threatened by such forces. The tower will stand at your side.
Glad to hear that. We need to get to the leader of them, Varus. He's the head of the snake. We need to cut it off. We have secured the surroundings, but we're honestly hoping that the undead army is coming here, but we don't know.
Oh,
Does anyone have the capability to find out immediately? Or quick?
I don't know if my bird ever made it back.
make a perception check for your bird. With its stats, it's looking and with disadvantage because it is still night.
Well, it has
So-
advantage on those.
Oh, hearing and well, let's. Oh, wait, does the owl has advantage on like sight, eyesight? Oh,
yeah.
well, then it's a
Yep.
straight roll. Like, what's with people and owls? Don't they have any imagination? Get an octopus or something. Get a mantis, a rat.
Yeah, send an octopus to the battlefield, spy on the undead army, and let him report
They'll
back in
never
4
see
years.
it coming.
Yeah, they're definitely not, because they will pass it by before it reaches them.
Well, octopus are very good at camouflage. Alright, no, the orc has found nothing.
Can't see an army.
No. Rubius turns around to his colleagues. Seer, if you'll be so kind as to spread your magic to search for them. And Belen, let us prepare defenses. Ignatius, I'm sure you know what to do with them. They all kinda nod to each other and start doing their own magic.
So, does any one of them start to burn while they're here?
No!
In radiant flames? Okay.
No.
So no vampire.
All of the forbiddance was against undead, right? Then no.
Forgot the fiends.
Well, he can't. It's either or. You
Yeah.
can't do against both. So yeah. And you see as Seer remains in the room and takes out like a mirror and starts peering into its surface, since she is a Dean of Divination. She's starting to search for the army. Alright. What do you guys do? You're now the big shots? of which you have not informed anybody. Like, hey, Rubius, we're cooler than you now.
No, he is wiser than us.
If we're cooler,
Oh,
we don't need to
imagine.
say anything.
Who's this guy? Sigil. Who's he? Oh, enchantment. yeah, sure, makes sense. All right. So, what you doing, guys?
Nothing different. I am gonna inform them of the protections in place, but other than that, I think I'm gonna go and continue until we know more.
I think for us it's time to take an actual long rest and hope that we get one.
Yeah, and see what the divination wizard has to say. But yeah, rest.
Right.
Once we can take a long rest, I will also do that instead of casting more fields.
Okay. All right. So you've spent a couple more hours before you will be able to take a long rest. And one moment.
Do you want to contact Khazar after we've heard the message and everything?
What's the point?
Not too much.
I
Also-
don't know what to tell her. I don't know what to ask. And I'm really low on spell slots. I have 3 spell slots left above level 2. 1, 5, 6, and 8. That's not 3, that's 3. So,
We'll be fine.
And if she has anything
If
to say, she can.
Just
Contact.
viciously mock some people, you know?
I mean, I have other things to do. I still have my flute.
Plays him to death.
No, I mean, I can give you a bit of a tactical boost now and then.
Let's move.
Okay. So
Move where? Like move to the long rest?
move on.
Yes.
Alright. So yeah, you spend like about 2 hours sitting around Seer and like waiting for her to find something. She informs you that she has scoured, investigated, divined like a 5-mile radius area around Fort Austria, leading towards Gaul. And she has found no troops, no army, no signs of movement of any army. So if there is an army, either it is not here yet, or it is long gone, though that's unlikely, or it is somehow evading her divination.
Or it's more like Barris had a specific task, which was kill as many people and then get the fuck out until it's time for him again to strike. I think he's more used like a scalpel, not like a plow.
Though he did plow very well today.
Oh,
All right. Where was I? No, nowhere really. So they do that, and yeah, you guys are ready to start taking a long rest if you want to.
Yes.
Where?
I will set up a hut.
A hut?
Yes. A tiny hut.
You have a
hey,
hut.
I can do that too. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, I have the ritual for it.
Oh, right, you can do those. A hut?
Oh, sorry, that was aggressive.
Alright, so you all start taking a long rest. Well, most of you. You Zardos, you go down and you twist and turn, and twist and turn, and the bed just doesn't do it for you. It's just so uncomfortable and so stiff, and you're like, I can't sleep here. Now that place you slept the last night, that sounds awfully attractive to you right now. And it's really nice that you're close to that place. It would have been really awkward if you had been in Curzon or something. So, what you gonna do?
Yeah, sure, I'll take a walk.
Alright. So, do you explain this to anybody? Does anybody want to ask you any questions?
I mean, I'm putting 1 and 1 together after last night, right? It's not exactly a hard guess for what's happening right now. If he's gonna leave again.
Folding coffin.
Sure.
I just one out of light what to transport, you know?
Right. Alright. Well, so you walk down, I guess, where you have slept previously, right? With a shovel. And start digging up the same spot. Whereupon you lie in it and cover yourself up a little bit and go, oh, this is nice. Very quickly you find sleep overtaking you, as I needed to make my charisma saving throw.
Cool.
Strong too.
The dreams come to you of that familiar space now transformed in the castle, with the Blood Princess eagerly awaiting you, lounging on a sofa with a glass of something red in her hand, as other unknown servants go around their business or serve upon her. She greets you with a smile, offering you a seat beside her.
Sit down.
Right. You sit down. She sets down the glass on the table nearby and kind of takes you by the shoulder and pulls on you, kind of putting your head into her lap and starts playing with your hair as she says, well, today is a wonderful night, my dear.
Seems like it's nice out.
Do you not feel it? The chalice is being filled as we speak. Your final prize. So close.
So what other changes can I expect when this is over?
You're not there yet. You need to get me from your brother, and then I could make a proper vampire out of you. Like your father was or something different, you'll have a choice. You'll have quite a lot of choices. Not as many as your sisters, though some choices would have been locked for them as well. So it all equals out in the long run. Now after that, if you were to find and take and drink the chalice, then I could make you more than a vampire. I could make you as powerful as Markala was. A true progenitor, unrivaled in your strength. You'll have to fear nothing. Your weakness is taken away, your strength amplified.
Well, yeah, this whole weaknesses thing, well, admit it's a little weird to sleep like this.
Oh, you'll figure it out, just... You can still move it. Just dig it up a little bit, bring with you. You'll figure something out, you're a smart boy. But any power comes with consequences. If you want more, you need to give more. And after all, the Queen of Curses had to head away to be in control of her servants. It would be unwise of one to give all the power without any of the leashes.
Queen of Curses.
Yes, the Queen of Nevikara that I have told you just a day ago. I've called you a smart boy, don't make me think otherwise. You'll figure the rest of yourselves out as you play with your powers. I'm sure you haven't figured out everything that could happen to you yet. Either good or bad.
And what else should I have to look forward to then?
There are
Apparently
many things.
healing isn't.
That's a powerful ability. It doesn't come to everybody. Not at your level, most certainly.
Just mean being healed by magic doesn't seem to work as well anymore.
Oh, that is such a mere price to pay for when your wounds will stitch themselves. And why would you need any magic if you have me? I'll drink the blood of your enemies. And now you can too?
Yeah.
Do not
Not
delay.
sure.
Your brother might be closer to the chalice than you are.
How close to the chalice without collecting you?
Physically. He may not use it, but he may hide it.
And what moves him closer to the chalice?
His legs? Darling, where do you think it is?
I didn't realize it was a...
Your
Figured it
father
was
did
more-
tell you he's gonna spill the blood of many people. The blood he wanted you to have. The blood I want you to have. Don't worry, it's not gonna actually be that much.
Yeah, not sure I'm up to drinking blood.
Well, you
Just
haven't
not
given it a
myself.
try.
No, I haven't.
Still,
Generally
Not
left it up to
today.
you.
not today.
Is there anything else I should know going forward?
Well, I would enjoy it very much if you would talk to me more often. After all, we have a lot of time to look forward to together. And as cold as our hearts are, we cannot let those feelings run cold.
Been a little busy, but sure. See what
That's
I can
how it
do.
all begins. I'm very busy, darling. I just want to sleep in my coffin. Now I don't want your homemade blood. I jest. We will have time. Be careful. I do like you very much. Though I like your brother quite a lot too.
What's that mean?
Well, I think I'd prefer the me that's yours to win, rather than the me that's his.
Yes, that's... when I meet him, I'll deal with that.
Have you considered my propositions to alternative means of dealing with him?
Almost forgot about that. Finding his lost sibling. If he's out of this, there's no point in bringing him in.
No. You're such a softie.
Well, at the very least there'll be one person with our blood that's not tainted.
Blessed,
And-
dear, blessed.
Yes. And the other one, I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. I
Well,
don't see much profit in it aside from keeping him around for who knows what.
you've done great so far. You've taken care of your siblings in quite imaginative and cruel ways. I'm sure you have an amazingly, excruciatingly terrible way prepared for your brother.
As much as I would like to claim credit for those such evil plots, it wasn't my intention, but
Oh, you
The results are the
underestimate
results.
yourself. Results are all that matter. Sleep. Sleep, darling. I have a lot to do tomorrow. As she pets you gently, though her touch is soft and pleasant, but quite cold against your cold skin. A good match, you two are. The true sleep finds you, and you take your long rest, and I have updated your notes with this particular specialty of being a upcoming vampire.
Oh god.
As all of you except for Zardos, who's not quite 6 feet under, he's too lazy for that, take a long rest. You wake later in the night by brilliant, bright light shining through whatever nearest window you have. Except for Asim, who was not sleeping at all. You scramble to your feet and gather together to look at it. As to the south of your current position, you see a pillar of bright green light rising to the skies, smaller lights floating in it and rising higher up, its top disappearing in the clouds, unknown, unseen.
Can I estimate how far away it is?
Make me an intelligence check.
Is it the battleground?
19?
You don't have a good point of reference, but you feel it's about 20 miles south. You whip around to see distant and less bright, but similar pillars rising to the north. One directly east, one rather close to the north, one in the direction of the blind forest, one northeast, another one further northeast, three more distant in the north, two left to the west, and one somewhere in the general direction of Nebo. A total of 12 pillars piercing the sky. And that's where we're gonna end the session for this year.
This year? We're not playing next week?